We're getting to the middle of your rankings here. We're almost dead in the center. So I think it's time.
You know what time it is then, right?
Let's do it.
Hey, baby, here we go. It's Jimmy Garoppolo time.
Not quite dead in the middle. He's 22 this year, which is kind of an upset.
Yeah.
So the previous 4 summers, he has been 20, 21, and then 20, and then 21. So Pete notes here, if he does well in Vegas, he'll be 20 next year. If he does poorly, 21. So, I mean, this is where you start, and you work from here every single year. Start with Jimmy, and then go, is he better than Jimmy? Is he worse than Jimmy?
Seriously.
So you can group it to begin.
It is amazing. You guys laugh. I laugh about it, too. It's kind of one of those unintended consequences here of this, where it's like, once we get around 19 to 22, Jimmy G is coming up. Yeah, does he have superstar potential? No. Do I think if he plays his best football and is hitting on all cylinders, do I think he can be a guy that's in the top 12, 13? Yeah, I do. Definitely. But he hasn't done that, in quite some time here. But here's where, I'll start my headline with Jimmy Garoppolo. He played some of his best football last year, right? I mean, after just getting the rust off from no training camp and the Broncos Sunday night football game, he made and played some of the best I've seen him play. Now, within that, and why he's part of a 22, he's still good for one. He could play a game where you'd go, great throw, great decision, great throw. And then you go, damn, full Tropic Thunder? Just like that out of nowhere? Just full Tropic Thunder. We've made all these great throws and been precise and everything, and then all of a sudden we just went back to like Josh Allen in Wyoming and just said, I can get it in there, or I'm going to fall backwards and throw the ball up. That's the one thing hopefully Josh McDaniels can work out of him.
I'm interested to see how he functions in that offense because I relate, Josh McDaniels and Kyle Shanahan as like they're fairly similar, like offensive geniuses.
Yes,
they don't do things the same way,
right,
but
that's
it's like,
right.
So like for me, well, like Kyle Shanahan was over Jimmy, obviously. They got Trey Lance and they wanted to move on, and now they got Sam Darnold there. He's talking more positively about Sam Darnold maybe than he's talked about Jimmy G in his whole career. But then obviously Josh McDaniels saw something that he likes in Jimmy Garoppolo.
Yeah.
I mean, is this a situation where are we going to see something different from Jimmy Garoppolo, or is he going to be functioning pretty close to how we've seen him so far?
It's like you said it all right there. You're right. It's two of the best minds in the game, but there is a different approach on how they play the game, like Shanahan and McDaniels. If I had to break this down, because I think it's a good question, it's a good conversation. Kyle's a little bit like, I'm going to set it all up, and if you just listen to me and read this one guy and make the throw, it's going to be awesome, right? So it's all on that. And sometimes, as we were talking about, Jimmy G is like, I know what Kyle said, but I'm going to do this. And then it's like interception. And you're like, what? Why did you do that? You idiot, right? Or you go, oh, man, I did all that stuff, and he's wide open, and you were a little off target, right? Or something like that.
Yep.
So there's that. McDaniels is more going to be through the drop back pass game. And it's going to be a little bit like just more there's a little more leeway. It's not going to be like, oh, just read this one guy and here's one guy set on a platter for you. And if you hit it, we win. If you don't, we lose. Like I don't want, I'm trying to make it both offenses have lots of answers. But like, McDaniels is going to be more along through what we saw with Brady and the Patriots. It's going to be, okay, well, he might have been open on this play, but all right, I got you 3 or 4 other options. Just keep going through your read. You're not going to be perfect every play, Jimmy, right? So if that makes sense, I hope I'm making sense. It's a little more system. I do think McDaniels' drop-back pass offense is better than Shanahan's drop-back pass offense. I think it has more answers and schemes that they do, right? Let alone I think they know how to use the field a little bit more, and he'll be asked to throw the ball outside the numbers a little bit more as compared to that. And I think all that. So I think that fits him more than the pressure of, I got to do everything Kyle said and make the big throw in that spot. I don't know if that was necessarily for him all the time.
That's interesting because I think a big benefit for Jimmy G is having that running game that Kyle is a genius at.
Sure.
But the Raiders should have a pretty good running game too with Josh Jacobs coming back there.
Exactly,
and he's got his weapon. So for me, I was surprised that this is where the Raiders landed with Jimmy Garoppolo because when they moved on from Derek Carr, I thought, okay, they got to have something big planned here. Either they know Tom Brady's coming over, they're going to draft one of these young quarterbacks and build for the future here. And so I think when I saw that it's Jimmy G, it was like, oh, that was really the plan, because we haven't heard of Derek Carr's name yet on this list, and so you obviously think he's a little bit better than Jimmy Garoppolo. But you think from what you saw in Jimmy last year and the things that make you say he played some of his best football, that we can see maybe even a step up from Jimmy this year?
I do think we can. I think, offense, new energy, not the pressure of like, oh, Kyle's looking for somebody else other than me all the time. All of that is going to be beneficial to him. I do. And I do, like I said, I think the offense fits him more. I think he's more of, let me go through reads and, oh, there's Devontae on an in-cut, rather than, oh, play action pass and, oh, I read the guy right and I got to, throw a perfect throw to this one guy, that Shanahan drew up perfectly on the chalkboard. I just feel like there's a little bit more leeway within the system for him to be comfortable there. And here, I just want to get into a few things about him that really impressed me. All right, he can get the ball out of his hand really quick. He really can. You heard me before the podcast. The one thing I love about Jimmy Garoppolo is he is absolutely fearless in the pocket. Back to his New England days with Brady, he knows where to step up and find the soft spot in the pocket. He's a way below average runner for the NFL this day and age, right? I mean, I think you and me can beat him in a race, right? He can't do anything like that way. But, man, like a Marino, he knows where to slide. And the thing I love about him, too, is he does not need space to throw the ball. People around him, tight quarters, he don't give a shit. He doesn't blink. He shortens his stride, and he just goes, okay, here's Debo. I can't really step into it, but I'll just kind of alligator arm there and use my shoulders and my arm and get it done. He is phenomenal like that. Incredible accuracy over the middle or intermediate throws over the middle. Outside the numbers, down the field, it's average in that department. He's got to get better there. And I think that's where McDaniel will push him too, because McDaniel is going to be like, no, my offense has throws outside the number. Like, you, we got to work on it. Kyle likes living there, so it fit, right? But McDaniel's going to be like, no, this is a part of my offense, so you got to do it. And I think that's going to be good for him there, right? I felt like this year, watching it back too, that there was less Tropic Thunder, right? Less Tropic. Where, like, I would say in most years I could go to every game and go, there's 2 or 3 Tropic Thunder plays every game, right? Maybe more.
Yeah.
And he'd get unlucky or lucky depending on the game. This year, you go through it and go, it was really only like 1 Tropic Thunder moment a game. Yeah. I think he found a better balance of finding. It
lost him the game, but still, it was only
might have lost the game, but it was only 1.
Yeah.
But like, what was the game I watched on Friday? The Chiefs game. I watched the Chiefs game on Friday morning or Friday afternoon, and he plays great. You're going, damn, they're kind of in control of the game, and they're going back and forth with Mahomes, and it's looking great. They get down there on the 4-yard line before the half, and he gets a little pressure, and he throws the ball off his back foot and throws a pick at the 2-yard line. They get no points. Kansas City gets the ball to start the half. They go down and score, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, damn, we were in this game, and now we're down 2 touchdowns. What the hell happened, right? So that's where he's got to get it. But he's one of the best back foot throwers in the NFL. That's why he's great at pressure too. People up in his face, he can kind of just sit on his back foot and flick it like I talk about.
Yeah. It makes sense how some of this Tropic Thunder then does happen.
It does.
He's good actually at some of that stuff.
He is.
And it works out.
It does, exactly right. It's like we talk about with a lot of these guys. There's a gift and a curse element to some of their gifts a lot of the times, right?
Yeah.
But I think that's really the biggest thing. I wish he would step into throws more. That's what would make him better with these power throws. But he's got great confidence in his control. He's fearless to throw the ball into tight windows. And, he can go through reads quick, too. And that's where I think this, again, where, like, Kyle's offense might have been play action, go here to here. McDaniels will be, shotgun, look to your left. Hey, number 2's over the middle. Number 3's also coming over the middle. And then number 4's on the right side of it and go through it.
Yeah.
I think that's more for him.
Yeah, what he does is he can function at a high level in a very good offense. And we've seen that the last 7 years. We have his 7-year ranks. He's like 3rd in completion percentage among all quarterbacks, 1st in yards per pass attempt. Some of that was yards after the catch. But he's functioning in that offense. 2nd in yards per completion, like passer rating. He was 9th. Big thing for him is some of that fearlessness is he's lost some time because he's too fearless.
Exactly.
He's hurting himself.
But that's why New England likes him. or the Raiders,
Yes.
still in
The New England people.
The New England people, but that's why they like him, because what you're saying right there, right? It's, again, Belichick, Brady, Parcells, Simms, Bledsoe, whatever. They want a tough guy to stand in the pocket and not worry about anybody hitting them. And then they want, like we just talked about and you said too, wait, he's open by 3 inches? Throw it in there. He's open by 3 inches. And he's fearless that way. And that's two spots where I'd go, I know they hold in high regard, and I think he does have an advantage over Derek Carr. And that's why I think they probably were like, okay, we're good with Jimmy G.
I'm excited to see it.
Yeah.
I want to see how that works out because they have some cool weapons over there.
Yeah, I'm rooting for him.
They drafted some guys too, right? They got that tight end from Notre Dame.
Michael Mayer.
Michael Mayer.
Hey, they're going to have an offense for sure. You said it. Run game's good. Devontae Adams, Hunter Renfrow, Jacoby Myers in free agency, Michael Mayer at tight end. They got the best pass rusher in the draft in Tyree Wilson at pick 7.
Yeah.
D should be better. Right, so
and if it doesn't work out, Tom Brady just comes down from the owner's suite.
That's
like,
right.
I'll do it. It's fine.
Exactly right.
You got a backup plan. All right, so he is 22. Next year he'll be 22 or 21 or 20.
Yo, thanks for watching, homies. It's the off season, but there's no off season for us here at Unbuttoned. Me, Ahmed Fareed, we're going to hit all the stories. So hit subscribe for us, okay? We got a ton coming up. My draft prospect rankings, my Simms top 40 quarterback countdown, and videos of me and NFL QBs playing catch and talking about their development and mechanics. Again, thanks for watching. Remember to subscribe. Peace out, homies. See you soon.